Hold on, I gotta get ready.
Oh shit,
Gotta look sharp. Don't want to
William,
stand out.
you look like a German tourist.
Yeah, I'm rocking the bucket hat. Well, we got big news today. Big things are happening. Big changes are afoot.
Big. Oh, I see where you're going. I'm gonna
Mr.
pour a drink about it.
Mr. Adam Bowers is not here tonight. He is at home with his second child, his second born. He's he's a no call, no show.
He's a coward, if I can be honest.
Honestly, I don't think it's because of the new kid. I think it's because his parents are staying with him, and I think he's embarrassed to go. I have to record a podcast. Be right back.
Mom, Dad, I'll be in the shed for a couple hours. Like, oh my God, he hasn't changed since middle school.
And so it's just me and Ryan tonight, and we were doing Rogue Vember, all the Nicholas Rogue movies, but I feel like Ryan didn't really like Don't Look Now, and it wouldn't be right for me to force a 2.5 hour long 70s
I've just
movie
been
on Ryan.
busy.
Busy. You would probably like Man Who Fell to Earth, the David Bowie alien movie.
I just feel like the movie we did today is gonna make this a real killer episode.
I find music a useful distraction, a focus tool. Keeps the inner voice from wandering. This is what it takes. My process is purely logistical. If I'm effective, it's because of one simple fact. I don't give a
For what it's worth, I would never have involved your female friend.
forbid empathy.
Please.
Trust no one. Fight only the battle you're paid to fight. Breathe. Breathe. Calm.
Prepare to be excited.
This is what it takes. If you want to succeed. Hey.
Exactly. We did The Killer, 2023, directed by David Fincher, written by Andrew Kevin Walker, starring Michael Fassbender. This movie, it's 2 hours. It's on Netflix. Anyone can watch it. Lots of people have watched it, and lots of people have come to the same conclusion. I'd say not everybody, but the majority of people who have watched this movie have a feeling of meh,
Yep.
a feeling of that's it.
Yeah. I mean, it was kind of like the John Wick type situation. It was definitely well played. Everybody acted real well.
It's well made, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Now, this is my second time watching the movie. I saw it in the movie theater. It played in a movie theater that is owned by Netflix that only shows Netflix movies in the Pacific Palisades. And I saw it in a half empty movie theater. And yeah, I'll say this movie improves upon rewatching. This movie gets better the more you rewatch it.
Oh, really?
Because the first time you're watching it, you don't know what's going on, and you're kind of like, what is that detail? What is that detail? Okay, that's
Yeah.
kind of weird. Is that going to pay off? Is that going to be a thing? And you're like, You're trying to follow all the little details, all the little shots. But the second time I watched it at home, popping it on at like midnight, everybody in the house is asleep, it's dark.
Everybody in the house. How many people live there?
One other person and a cat. But anyway, I'm just saying, like, if you're a dude and you watch this movie alone at night, it's a great movie to just throw on. And then because the beginning's amazing, and then you can just like fall asleep whenever. Maybe you'll finish it, maybe you won't. But like every
Yeah, that
shot
is
in this
true.
movie, every shot in this movie is perfect. And every like
Yeah.
cut is perfect. And every little detail is like visual detail is like spot on. Like everything looks and sounds amazing. Like the sound design in this movie
Yep.
is amazing. And
All of it.
it really is just like, you know what? It's kind of wacky, it's kind of goofy, it's kind of silly, it's not as edgy, it's as it wants to be, and it's not as like it's just a weird kind of movie for David Fincher to make because David Fincher made Fight Club, Seven, The Game.
Oh, okay. I was gonna ask. My God.
He made he was making these big movies with big twists at the end. But he made Zodiac, and when he made Zodiac, that movie doesn't really have a twist at the end. It's unsolved.
I don't remember that movie. Like it kind of lags.
It's like based on a true story. They're trying to hunt the Zodiac killer, and at the end, they don't find him because they never
Nobody
got him.
has. Yeah.
There's theories, but you know, no one. They don't have a big ending like Seven. Seven has that amazing ending. Fight Club
Yeah.
has that
Isn't it
like
at the end of Seven? Isn't it? Turns out Ted Cruz is the serial killer.
no, that's Zodiac 2, the Donald
Mm.
Trump presidency. But this movie, it's about Michael Fassbender. He's an assassin, and every 20 minutes is a different chapter. So there's 6 chapters. It's 2 hours. Every 20 minutes, there's like another location and another target, and he just goes from one to the next.
What is the time frame? Okay, yeah. What is the time frame in the movie once he starts going on revenge?
I'd say
Because
this
he
whole thing
kills
takes
like
place.
5 people in like 48 hours.
This whole thing is like a week, 5 days,
Okay.
6 days.
That's all
You
it
know?
takes for him to get his vengeance.
Well, yeah,
I mean, he's that
fast.
quick with it. And then yeah.
Well, the beginning is actually like 3 or 4 days. He's just sitting around in a WeWork doing nothing.
Yeah. Strat doing yoga,
He does
waiting for
yoga,
his target.
and he does these mantras that he repeats. So, like, you know, this is what it
Trust
takes.
no one.
Trust no one. Don't have empathy. Anticipate. Don't improvise. And
And the whole movie is him improvising.
the whole movie is him improvising. And there's another take on this movie that, oh, actually, he's like really bad at his job.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking it was going to go, but that was his first time. That was his first mistake. So he's like really good at it, and that was the first time he ever slipped up.
Yes.
Because when he walks out, he's like, "Fuck, yeah. Well, this is new." He just does that whole inner monologue when he's getting in the moped and running from the cops. So he's clearly a professional, and this is his first mistake.
Yes. And so he isn't really bad at his job. And ultimately, he does sort of fix everything after he fucked it up.
Yeah, within 5 days on his own dime.
Yes.
Like he didn't even, yeah. And he got the job done at the end.
And he solves all his problems. So it's a weird paradox. This movie, the first time I saw it, I was like, okay, everything should have been pushed further. Everything should have been bigger. Everything should have been more exaggerated. Like he has this mantra, don't have empathy. Well, he should have really, really had empathy because what happens is he'll confront someone, he'll kind of listen, but then he'll kill them. And it's like, he doesn't have empathy. That's not
Well, he's
empathy.
doing that. No, he says don't. Yeah, you're right. But
And
he's
it's like
talking. He's just a sociopath.
the director of this movie, David Fincher, said the entire point of the movie is that this guy would betray his mantra every step of the way. And I have to say, that's a very weird thing to make a movie about. That's a very like it's
Yeah,
a
because
game. But it's not
he also
emotional.
didn't.
Yeah, and he
He
does
lit
it.
the only time. Yeah, he just listens to his mantra wins.
So
Like all the way
basically,
at the end, he like him not trusting, him not empathizing.
the director of this movie, David Fincher, is a total perfectionist. Okay. He's known to have like 60 takes of a guy putting a folder down on a table because it has to be the perfect shot.
Ugh.
Okay. He would do that on Zodiac. And Robert Downey Jr., when he shot Zodiac, said it was so annoying that he had to do all these takes and he had to work so hard. And it was the first movie he shot on digital. So there was no taking out the film, reloading it, 15
It was
minute breaks.
nonstop.
It's nonstop work. Robert Downey Jr. started pissing in jars and leaving them around on set because he was like, I don't get a break. What the fuck?
So any one of these people could have been the Zodiac killer.
Zodiac Killer, that guy's a professional. He never fucked up.
I guess.
You know.
I think he's a
So,
coward, and if he's listening, or she, come at me, bro. Zodiac me.
Rude, the Zodiactress could have been a lady. But
Zodiac dress.
the David Fincher is such a perfectionist that his idea of a guy like being horribly unprofessional is making one mistake and then having to spend 5 days fixing it and then fixing it essentially. And he's like, oh wow, he really messed up. This this is funny.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, is it also not the same plot as The Bourne Identity?
I mean, this is a thing
Jason
we've
Bourne
seen.
fucks up as an assassin and somehow survives and then has to clean up his mess.
The movie about the assassin who then has to go after the people who hired him is the biggest cliche for assassin movies.
Yeah.
It's what half of them are about.
I think it's the perfect cliche.
It's a great cliche.
Yeah,
So,
so what? So he
hold on,
fucks up and shoots a dominatrix. That's his
shoots
fuck up.
he shoots a prostitute. Now here's
Yeah.
another. Now there's
Oh,
another element.
William, sex worker,
Whore. He kills a whore.
lady of the night,
He kills someone who will not be missed. But this is a big problem because
streetwalker.
he's trying to kill like a rich, powerful guy, and it's funny in that scene because he's waiting around. He's waiting for this prostitute to show up, or he's waiting for the guy to show up at this building, and everything in that building across the street is green screen. Everything is CGI. Every room is a different plate.
It's very noticeable.
It's very meticulously made. But yeah, it does look artificial. It's like perfect but artificial.
Yeah, I like it because it's like it, and I know you probably hate this, but it was kind of like watching a freaking graphic novel. What is it based on? Anything like a graphic novel?
Based on a graphic novel from France called The Killer.
Oh well, okay, then that's a good job.
So,
Because that's what it felt like I was watching, the pacing and everything, the chapters, everything.
you see
I'll have to read it.
while he prepares, he's like eating at McDonald's, but then he'll like take the bun off the egg McMuffin and just
Yeah,
eat
he's like
the
10 grams of protein, quick and easy, no lines.
the narration of this movie really reminded me of Fight Club. There's a
Yeah.
Edward. He's like, this is a one-man Fight Club. He is like Edward Norton and Brad Pitt put together. He's the murderer, like Brad Pitt. He's the physically capable criminal, but he talks about these banal, cutesy little things. He'll make like little jokes about like pop culture and you
Yeah.
know,
It's
Amazon.
if you're bored easily, this is not the job for you. It's a lot of waiting. I'm like, okay, Batman.
And then he
That's why
falls
Batman
asleep.
drops down and just breaks arms.
It's like if a guy was really Batman and he was like, he really thought of himself highly, but he just fell asleep at work. Like, you think Batman ever just like falls asleep
Yeah, all the time. He's nocturnal.
and just like gets killed? That'd be funny. Just shot.
That's how they just end it.
He just fell asleep one time.
But like behind a dumpster in an alley and somebody just sees it, like he thinks he's hidden.
Or like, yeah, like that's the kind of scene that I would want in this movie, The Killer. Like if he fell asleep and then like in a dumpster and then the garbage truck came and then like took him away.
I
Like
mean, he's sleeping 20 minutes at a time. Oh, okay. So I did like that. Speaking on I did like how he disposed of things. Just one little piece at a time.
yes.
Like his gun, the body, that body scene was sick, where he just basically went from state to state to state, just kept dropping it,
There's a guy
pieces off.
in my neighborhood who just killed a woman and her parents
Like this week,
this week in Canoga Park, which is nearby.
the
And
Canoga killer.
he hired Mexican day laborers to dispose of the body.
Did they know?
He had all these different bags with different body parts in them. And he said, like, hey, just get rid of this shit. I'm too tired and lazy to do it. Then they realized what was inside the bag, called the cops, and the cops were like, then they like didn't follow up. So they had to call them.
They arrested all the day laborers.
So they had to call the cops again and be like, no, there's there's body parts.
Senor,
Senor.
you're half Hispanic, right? You can do the accent. Was that Adam that said Mendoza?
We found a dead body. Hello. Those guys work hard, man. In the summer in LA, I had a guy work on my
dude, out here
roof.
in Texas.
Yeah, it's like 110 degrees, and he was just outside wearing like he had like coverings over his whole body to make sure he didn't die of the
Flannel
heat.
overall, yeah.
Like leather like thing, like a leather helmet, and he was just working. I was like, I wondered if he had a little air conditioner in his clothing. That would be that's what I would want, like a little
He
fan.
probably was just real buff.
He was small.
No, I think they're just built different. People that any roofer is pretty wild. That's a wild job. You said roof, right?
Oh yeah. The roofer has to be like one of the hardest jobs, or the AC unit, because it's only, I mean, the AC, it's only going to be hot. So
There's a guy that sits outside of my local it's not O'Reilly's, AutoZone. That's like a few blocks away, and he just sits in the back of his truck every day with a sign that cardboard sign with Sharpie that says mechanic. And he just sits there, and people go up and talk to him. Like people walk out of AutoZone and go up and talk to him, and so the way he sits, it's like it seems like he knows his shit.
that's awesome. What, can he be a mechanic?
He is a mechanic.
Does he work on cars?
No, I don't know. He just literally sits with his Blazer, his like SUV back door open. He's got a bunch of tools. He doesn't work for AutoZone. He doesn't work. He's like,
That's so weird.
Just holding a cardboard sign that says mechanic, and people
That's so
come
weird,
over.
because I tried that.
But you didn't know anything about cars. That's what I'm saying. If this guy can do this every day, that means he hasn't fucked up enough to get chased out of there.
But my sign said something different.
Blowjobs.
It said rapist. And
Blowjob racist.
No one wanted to talk
I'm the
to me.
blowjob racist. I'm gonna wrestle you. I'm gonna tackle you. And I'm gonna suck you off, and I'm gonna get out. You're not gonna want it. It's gonna feel good.
That'd be a great WWE character.
I'm gonna slip into that ring. I'm gonna suck your ass off.
Oh my God, he's blowing
Blow
him.
job. The blow job rape. Oh no. Oh no, he's taking his pants down.
There's like a
Hulk
tag
Hogan is
team
in trouble now.
there's a tag team of a white guy and a black guy, and he just like I don't know. Does he blow the white one or the black one?
Oh, he gets them both in one, 2-in-1. That's fine. His only nemesis was Andre the Giant. That dude had too big of a dingus. His hog was wide.
He's French.
That's actually what killed the blowjob rapist's WWE career because he tried to do his finishing move on Andre the Giant and dislocated like 90% of his jaw. And then he couldn't.
That's like
His wrestling just wasn't the same anymore. He
that's
never
like
fully
in
recovered.
Princess Bride. Doesn't he like try to beat up Andre the Giant, and then he just like smiles and looks down at him like, ah, you fool, that would never work.
Yeah, that's the blowjob racist rapist, the blowjob racist. All right,
A racist sign I would be good at. Racist. Need a little help.
Yes.
I got great advice on how to be racist.
Yeah. How much would you charge?
I wouldn't charge anyone. I would just do it for the love of the process.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say it'd be different for each skin color.
I should start
you
a
have
YouTube
a whole
channel.
you have a whole chart. You have a whole chart that has just skin tones going up and down from lightest to darkest, darkest to lightest, and then a price by each one, like it's a food truck menu, and it just says racist. And then people will just pay you to be racist about whatever shade of skin. And you have one about height. You can be racist against height.
Guess the race at the carnival.
That's basically those dunk clowns.
Guess
You
the
ever
race.
been? Have you ever been to one of those carnivals and you had to throw the ball to knock the clown into the water?
Oh yeah.
Those guys actually say some fucked up shit for a bunch of families being around. The ones I went to, at least in Iowa and Nebraska.
Well, everybody works at a carny is like an ex-con.
Yeah, but he would just call people like fat women. He would just like call people fat and stuff. He was like really mean. This one, it was very funny.
I wonder
But
if he
I could
makes more money
imagine
that way.
somebody probably because people are actually trying to hit him.
I would love to see the killer play this game with the clown.
He'd probably miss and hit some whore blowing the fucking circus wrangler.
There's
With
a
his
scene
top hat.
when he finally is like shooting the guy or trying to, he fingers the trigger like it's like
Yes.
rubbing a clitoris, and then it cuts to the girl, the dominatrix, like slapping a leather paddle. It's very overt. But those little
Yeah.
details are the best thing about the movie.
I
Just
guess,
these-
yeah.
It's just every shot has a weird little detail like that, like a little idea.
It's well thought out.
It's like when he eats the McDonald's, he doesn't just eat the McDonald's. He has a way of taking out the bag, out like posing and just like biting.
Well, he's also an amazing actor. That's what I'm saying. He doesn't talk for most of the movie. It's inner monologue or whatever that's called,
Yeah.
voiceover.
Yeah, and before this, he was actually race car driving. Had stopped acting. He was driving
For real?
European race cars. Yeah,
Was he
But-
good at it?
there's a
Probably
footage
not.
of
That's probably
him.
why he got back into acting.
There's footage of him crashing in the 24-hour Le Mans race. Not too bad, but
Damn.
yeah, he crashed his car. It's like hundreds of thousands of dollars of damage. And
So he has to do another movie.
so he
Really?
said to
He's such a good actor. He should keep doing it.
well, he also had Me Too allegations. Michael Fassbender. That's another
Yeah, it
reason why
makes
you haven't been
sense.
seeing him. Something like he
on the Assassin's Creed set.
that movie's so incredibly bad. He
That's what brings him down, that movie and the allegations based on filming that movie.
Someone just finally watched 12 Years a Slave, and they're like, this guy's canceled.
Ooh,
That's the
he said,
racist.
"What now? Who did he write this?"
That's the guy who should have the racist. That's the racist blowjob guy. He's like a Southern plantation owner with a whip.
I do declare, I only suck black penises.
Vince Vaughn, or not Vince Vaughn. Vince McMahon.
It would be.
like,
I would love to see Vince Vaughn be a slave owner in a movie.
Get a bigger whip. That's Vince Vaughn. That's Vince McMahon.
McMahon now.
Vaughn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vince Vaughn McMahon.
I don't think
Vince
I want to.
McVaughn.
That's like that would be a great. If I could do that impression, that would be a hilarious bit.
Yeah. I can't do even an accent of any sort.
He's like, here's Vince McVaughn. So there's the guy dressed up as the racist blowjob, Southern plantation owner wrestler, and then Vince McVaughn is like, "You're so fucking money, dude. You look so good. You're so money."
How's he doing this? How's he fucking doing this? I mean, look at yourself. You're like a goddamn fucking golden toad. I mean, yeah, you got a little something. You know, the crazy hair thing's working for you. You're crazy. You're just out here sucking cocks. This guy's just out here sucking cocks.
And everybody's
just
looking
out here.
around like Vince is fucking crazy. This is the most offensive costume he's ever come up with.
I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what your attitude is. I don't know how you feel, but it's fucking working. It's working. Let's go crash this wedding.
So he gets his pulse down in this shooting scene.
Because he says he has to be under 66.
Which is so dumb because he misses
task.
so many chances to shoot the guy. So he's just got to get my pulse down. And then...
Well, he was distracted by the broad. He was worried that there was another person in the room, but then he was also distracted. He seemed very distracted by the gal.
And
especially when her boobies were kind of out.
There's like butlers and maids, and they're all talking to the prostitute. And they're like, "We're gonna undress you. Here you go. Let me take your coat. Let me do this. Let me do that."
He also is crazy. He's got to be losing his mind. Seems like a very monotonous job.
Well,
and he'd been there. How long was he there before he goes, "I'm giving it 5 more days"? He was about to pull the plug.
It could have been 3 weeks.
So yeah. So he was about to just be like, "Yeah, I'm not doing this." The guy's not showing up.
It's like he's about to bust, and he's been hedging so long that he just
for literally almost a month.
He premature ejaculates. It's a premature ejaculation.
Well, I will say this is a part I didn't like about it. He didn't slip. She randomly he was a second too late. She kind of jolted in front of the bullet. And I mean, nobody ever asked this, but what was she wearing?
She's not wearing much. She's wearing like
that's what I'm saying. And she got shot in the goddamn liver.
One thing I don't like in this scene is
why didn't the bullet go through her and hit him?
Why does this old guy look like an actor wearing makeup? Did you notice that? Didn't look like a real person. It didn't look like a real fat actor. It looks
was that a thing?
It looks like they hired a skinny guy and then he was wearing makeup, like a fake face.
Yes. I thought they just had 2 different actors play the same character.
It's so weird. And then he just goes, "Fuck." And after acting all cool, he's listening to Morrissey, the Smiths, and he just blows it, listening to his favorite song.
But that's what it was so sick. I know I already said it, but then he's like, "Fuck." And then everybody's like, "Oh, this guy sucks at his job." I thought it was going to be kind of a funny movie from then on. Like there could have been a lot of more funny moments where he just keeps fucking up.
Absolutely. That would have been great. Now, the other 2 movies this movie is very similar to that are recent are Drive and Baby Driver. There's this thing about like, I'm going to be a guy, I'm going to wear a tan jacket, and I'm going to listen to my music, and I'm going to be fucking cool.
Yeah, I'm the coolest guy. I'm the best guy at my job. I'm going to be like autistically cool.
This is the new thing that the iPod has changed. This didn't, like, it would never, I guess you had, your Walkman or whatever, but
you think Texas Rangers walking around with a damn Walkman? It's not Walkman Texas Ranger, it's Walker Texas Ranger.
Do you feel cool when you put on a little music and you're like
No, I don't
doing
listen to
stuff,
music when I
doing
drive
errands, doing errands
unless
or
I'm
anything?
like, usually I'm watching something, but yeah. No, I usually also get high and a little drunk, so I feel mostly that.
It would have been cool if he was like Middle Eastern and he just was on his Bluetooth headset talking to his buddy at work, like a taxi driver.
He's- you think the whole time it's like a monologue, inner monologue he's doing, but he's just actually on a Bluetooth while he's doing yoga and warming up and getting all stretched.
My
And
mailman's Vietnamese.
he's just got a homie, and he's just like, I don't know, man. If he doesn't show up in 5 days, I'm just out of here. Do you think that's crazy? If I just left, if I give him a 5 day ultimatum,
The FBI is just recording. My my mailman is Vietnamese and he always is talking in Vietnamese walking around the neighborhood.
to himself,
Yeah, because I'll
or
be on the
presumably on a Bluetooth.
I've been on the toilet so many times and heard him walk up, have a conversation.
With who?
And he's on his Bluetooth and talking to someone. And there's like bushes in front of my bathroom window, so I can just have the window cracked and I'm listening on the toilet like the killer.
Kind of, and you're like patient. His
Patient.
stalking. Don't improvise. Stick to the plan.
We never saw him take a dump, and I think this is a real missed opportunity.
Um,
He would like shit in a plastic
or
bag
a
and then
piss.
tie it really carefully, and then just like swing it around over his head.
Spray
And
it with some.
spray it with like a spray, wearing gloves the whole time.
He's spraying the crap as it comes out of his butt. The turd sliding out. And he's just spraying it like a damn car wash. Right
It would have
into
been
like an
funny
evidence bag.
if he
Then he
he just
burns.
like
And he
no, he
chops it up and
misses.
drops little fragments across the city in different trash cans.
He just misses and the turd falls out the bag halfway, just like lands on the edge and just shit. And he tries to like grab it and touch it and just smears around. He's like, oh no.
Oh,
And it just gets
fuck.
worse and worse.
Instead of saying this never happens, he goes, fuck, this always happens.
Real missed opportunity, David Fincher. I mean, come on,
yeah,
what are you doing?
Davey. Or there could have been a scene where he does the whole McDonald's speech, because I really did love the detail on that, where it's the first 15 minutes is him doing yoga, push-ups, he's meditating, he's like he's like a healthy body and soul while also being this sociopathic assassin. And then the first thing you see him eat is fucking McDonald's. But then he has a way of being like, this is just an easy way to get 9 grams of protein, the only thing I need. And then he does no carbs, right? But then a perfect thing would have, right after eating that, taking the bun off, eating that little egg sandwich, it just cuts to him just blowing it out his ass in a public bathroom, like in a porta potty, just like McDonald's diarrhea.
There's like French people. There's like a French guy like complaining, like, ugh, sacre bleu, ugh,
Yeah.
sticky.
Oh, just for like 3 seconds, and then it goes back to whatever he's doing next. He's walking a little funny because he's got a little ass burn
Yeah, just like
into the next kill, which happens to be pretending to be a recycling waste management guy.
well, before that, he kills the taxi driver.
Yeah, that's so easy.
Everyone who dies in this movie is a service worker, a prostitute, a taxi driver, a secretary,
A hitman, muscle.
two hitmen.
Also, okay, those two guys. Well, the guy and the girl are they implying that she was like raped and beaten to near death, or just beaten? Because she said
His
violated.
girlfriend.
Yeah, presumably what we think is his girlfriend.
I need to pay attention again. I kind of
Well, every time they do, when she says it, they go all the things they did, like that whole monologue with her brother. It makes it seem like they did some really nasty stuff. But I think that's a crazy thing that they would just kind of skip over.
yeah, I don't know. It seems weird for him to rape her in front of like Tilda Swinton.
That's what I was saying. That's why I thought it was a crazy reveal
And also she escapes. She hits him or something in the leg and then
Stabs him in the leg.
and then runs out through a plate glass window and cuts herself.
And then gets picked up or what?
Yeah. And so this whole thing happened. This thing with his girlfriend happens because on his flight back, he's so paranoid. He sees a guy and he decides to stay another 24 hours overnight. And he doesn't get back in time. But then
just because he saw a guy with aviators, basically. He did look suspicious.
And he was also suspicious about a dog. He's getting paranoid.
Well, yeah, because he messed up and he's never done it. So it's like new water, new territory for him. He's probably, this is just my brain, but he's probably heard stories of other people that fuck up and just go missing or this or that. Also, when you fuck up, the client that you're trying to kill, which is the premise of this movie, is going to figure out who you are. Like, just put a spotlight on yourself.
Yes. So the other thing is, even if he had done his job well, there's a good chance they would have killed him anyway. They do that all the time.
Yeah, that's the whole double cross.
So there could have been a version of this movie where he didn't mess up, and that actually led to all the same events.
No, because he had to run immediately from that building. There's that whole scene where he takes the gun.
He would have run. He would have. Don't you
changes
think
his
he would have
clothes
run just as fast, gone the motorcycle and everything?
Yeah, but the stakes weren't as high. Like him putting the helmet on. Yeah, he would have done this. That was obviously his escape plan. Like he already had everything pre-planned out. He knew where the trash can was. He knew where the bridge was going to be. He knew where he was going. Yeah, the dude just spent weeks planning this whole situation out. But his heart rate, because you don't know how trained that other dude's security actually is. You got to assume they're as good as you, if not better.
True. Then also, I really like the scene in the Dominican Republic where he goes to the taxi.
Yeah, and just follows.
He goes to the taxi cab stand or whatever, the dispatch office, and then he takes over, points a gun at the guy. The guy lets him in. The guy's tied up, and he's just looking on the computer. And it's like 3 or 4 shots. It's just really good.
It's very good. What I liked was after that when he starts the whole taxi chase.
He starts falling.
He all he had was a green taxi with a yellow taxi light. And he's like, okay, where do I start my search? He's just going to look at every single taxi. So he goes to the airport where all taxis are, follows a taxi, and that taxi ends up bringing him right back to the airport. And he goes, oh shit, well, maybe I should follow where they go after whatever. Like he fucked up again.
Well, I think also there's 2 airports. There's like a public airport and then a private airport.
Okay, that makes more sense. And then yeah.
So that's what I'm saying.
I didn't pick up. He followed a taxi to follow a taxi, saw a different colored taxi, followed that taxi that led him back to the taxi he needed. That was
at
pretty
the private
cool
airport. And so
pretty cool writing.
That's what I'm saying. Like you can watch it twice and you'll notice all this new shit.
Like you hop in taxi, follow that taxi.
The first time watching this, I didn't know if the FBI was going to show up, if the military, if there was going to be another assassin, if there was all these other
what kind of organization. Yeah.
You don't really know the world, but really it's all about are these little behavioral moments. It's the way he sleeps in a chair in a hotel room and puts a glass on the handle. So he's paranoid, how he's paranoid and how he deals with all these little moments. That's what the movie's really about. And it's subtle, but this guy is such a perfectionist.
It's a character study.
He just wants this subtle little character study deviation. He doesn't want the broad over the top.
Well, yeah, every situation you see Fassbender and you learn more about him. You're like, okay, so he actually is a professional. He actually does know what he's doing.
I thought it would be funny if there was a version of this movie with Danny McBride, and it's the exact same movie, but it's just Danny McBride. There is no difference. So his appearance is different. He's fat.
I would like to see, and then the big muscle guy is Seth Rogen when he has that huge fight scene in the house. It's just
No,
Seth Rogen smashing or
be
Will
Michael,
Ferrell smashing.
be Ken Jeong from The
Yeah.
Hangover.
And then but
And
CG'd all buff. And then Will Ferrell would be the what's her name?
Tilda Swinton.
Tisdale Swinton. Tisdale Swanton.
You could read if you kept all the dialogue in this movie the same, but you just changed the people and the places, it would be a hilarious comedy.
Yeah, it'd be like Zohan. Adam
Yes.
Sandler's what is it? Don't mess with the Zohan.
Don't mess with the Zohan.
Don't mess with Mr. Zohan. Believe me, that's the full title.
Who would play the taxi driver? I'm thinking
Adam Sandler. Adam
oh,
Sandler and Eddie Murphy would play like 17 characters in this movie.
Jonah
Eddie
Hill.
Murphy's face on the pit bull.
And all those like Seth Rogen movies, they have to have like Jonah Hill, James Franco, Michael Cera.
Casey Franco if they can't get James because he's getting Me Too'd.
Honestly, I'm thinking Daniel Day-Lewis as the taxi driver. Heavy hitter, but it'd be cool to see him in a comedic role, you know?
I'd like to okay. Everybody that you cast, yeah, comedic movie, all these guys, the Seth Rogen comedy movie, but the
Steve Buscemi.
lead is Daniel Day-Lewis playing it serious.
This would be hell.
But
for him.
everyone
Be fun. No, but then we have to cast everybody else as a bad actor, like Rob Schneider, like someone who will blow their
Yeah.
lines and just make Daniel Day-Lewis like furiously upset. And then we film a documentary, and that's the real movie.
That's the real one. That comes out 2-3 years later.
It's like Windy City Heat, but you're taking a good actor
We actually right.
who's really talented, and you're surrounding him with untalented people, and he's just
Oh, we'll have to
freaking
get
the fuck out.
guy from Windy City in there.
Scary
What's
Perry.
his-
Scary
yeah,
Perry
Perry.
in this movie.
as the
Would be-
lead.
Yes.
He
And
has
it's
to
all
jump in trash
hidden
cans
cameras.
and sleep in. He sleeps in a trash can in the movie. He jumps in a bunch of horse shit or something in Windy City.
Another thing is he's always listening to the Smiths. It would be funny if he listened to maybe the Bare Naked Ladies.
I'm a scat man. Skibidi-bidi-bop-boo-bop.
You're thinking scat.
Scat-boo-doo-bop.
It definitely has to be a
Scatman
late
John.
90s shitty song. Any late 90s shitty music works. Smooth, Santana.
I get knocked down, but I get up again. You ain't never gonna keep me down.
Macarena.
Oh, and he's just got like his gun going across the.
Is that the worst era of music of like stupid pop songs? Why are these horrible? Is it just payola? Was it fake? Why were the dumbest songs popular back then?
Because it was an it was a sound change. So it was all new. So it was exciting then, but then the sound kept changing. It was like, oh, this was like the beginning of something good. And it is 1/10 of what it's gonna actually sound like.
But beep, boop, da-da-da, beep, beep,
Well,
da-da-da,
Scatman's a
dee-dee-dee-dee-dee.
legend.
And he's just like riding his motorcycle and the
I'm a
shots.
scat man. Skibidi-bidi-bop. I mean, anybody scat sand, you can too. And that's like a 50-year-old dude that just was having his moment.
So
Also cocaine.
he kills the
and
taxi
heroin.
guy. He kills the taxi guy, and then he goes to Florida, and he's gonna kill. Or no, he has to go to New Orleans, and he kills the dude who like
The Hawaiian muscle man.
gives him jobs.
Oh,
The
right.
black guy, and he shoots him with a nail gun, and then he's like, he'll be alive in 5 minutes, but he dies immediately.
He should be alive for 5 minutes, given his head. It just was like, no, dude, he's a nerd. He's not. The dude was a nerd.
Now the secretary, I'm thinking, redhead. Who's a funny redhead? Jonah Hill? I mean, again, is that the Jonah
it
Hill
could
role, the
be-
secretary?
Maybe. She doesn't have to be young. She doesn't have to be old.
Roseanne?
Roseanne Barr. No, Roseanne plays the Tilda role.
The old
Just
warrior on the road.
yeah.
The,
No, the
the
Tilda
old
Swinton role.
samurai. The
So
old
when he,
samurai.
yeah, so when he shows up, David John, what's his name, Day Lewis, Daniel Day Lewis shows up to the restaurant. There's
Yes.
just like too much appetizers, and it's all just like mozzarella sticks, and like
Sizzler.
just
It's
it's
that
at yeah, it's
Sizzler.
literally at a Sizzler. She's like, "You want these?" He brings them out. They're special. They put bacon in the mozzarella sticks just for me, bacon chunks. She's
Can I
got
get
clam chowder soup in a bread bowl.
Can I get a flight of whiskeys?
No,
Absolutely,
she would get.
madam.
She goes. Her steak comes out. She goes, "Can I get a flight of gravies, please? Thank you."
Flight of gravies, dude. That'd be awesome on
And the
steak.
flight is just 8 like 12-ounce cups. It's not even a shot. It's just too much gravy. And she just shoots one, pours one on her steak, shoots another. She's just shooting gravy.
Before he can kill her, she just drops dead of a heart attack and dies.
No, that's her slipping on the stairs. She fakes a heart attack from the steaks, and then he shoots her anyways, and realizes that she had a spork in her hand, that she was going to stab it. She was faking a heart attack.
See, this is a scene where you think, like, is he going to be empathetic? Is he going to be nice to Tilda Swinton?
No,
But he doesn't really do anything. I
because he's
honestly,
a trained killer. He's a professional.
if she wanted one last fuck, I think that would be cool. And he just like bangs her
No, because she's also she
on
also
this-
did what she did.
on a
You
pier.
can't trust her.
on a pier, you know?
He was polite
God.
enough to let her drink
Oh.
those whiskeys.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Oh, just one. Like how that one lady wanted to like, don't make me disappear. Let my family find the body.
Make it look
If he always fulfilled
not
one
unnatural.
last wish before he killed the person, that would be cool.
Well, he kind of was empathetic in that regard. He like, I think he also was. I don't know, because she goes, "You could probably shoot me in front of all these people and still make it out of here." The Tilda conversation.
Mm.
So I think, and then the secretary recognized like what he was capable. I think everybody's like, "Oh, I'm dead." Like these people realize they're already dead, so I might as well try. And he knew that too. They were already dead. The secretary, he probably didn't have to kill.
No loose ends.
Could cut her fingers off or something.
Her kids aren't home, or no one else is at home. That's very convenient.
Her kids are like out of the house. She's old enough.
She doesn't have a husband.
Did you see her? It
But
was
like,
freaking Jonah Hill, for Christ's sake.
if her husband was like the guy in Fargo, just like a guy in boxer shorts and like a white tank top, black socks.
Comes running out.
Honey, who is this? Oh, geez. If that would be a funny scene. Like a very
It could have been intense too.
yeah. This movie never it just
It's
needs
already
to
2.5 hours long.
It's 2 hours. It just needs it's 1 hour 53 minutes, 7 minutes of credits, like 6 or 7 minutes. It just every scene, I always want to make every scene ridiculous. I just am like, this is too subtle.
That wouldn't have been ridiculous. It could have, like, the whole husband coming out would have been fucking intense, because then he's like, shit. Then he's got to balance that with the freaking making it look like an accident. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
That's kind of like Barry, right?
Kinda. That is Barry. Barry would have done that.
I guess they were probably Barry was out.
Actual professional. Like, this guy probably already knew she had a husband or didn't, or this or that.
Barry. Yep, that's very similar. I wonder if they were thinking about that show a lot when they were working on it. And then Baby Driver.
Too.
Well, go take a piss.
The problem with Baby Driver in that regard is I just don't understand. Like, how does he reach the pedals?
How does this baby reach the pedals? They never answered that question.
and who the heck gave him a driver's license? Kid's a baby.
That could be a movie. That's a movie in the future.
Boss
in the
Baby
future,
Driver.
There will be a movie with a CGI baby that drives a car.
That's gotta already exist. The one with John Travolta. Look who's talking.
AI Danny DeVito
Drives the
baby.
plane. AI Danny DeVito. All right, I do have to go squirt liquid out of my dingus real quick.
Go. Ryan's faking it. He's I can see him in the background. He's just on his phone. But yeah, let's see. What else could we say about this movie? Yeah, he goes to Florida and there's a great little shot of him driving to Florida where he eats an egg from a gas station with one hand while driving. And it's just like it's an individually wrapped egg. And like I said, the similarities between this and Fight Club are definitely there because in Fight Club, there's a big thing about single serving friends and how when you go on an airplane, you get a single serving of sugar, butter, like a spork in a wrapper. Like the similarities between this guy and Edward Norton, the way he's always traveling, the way he's staying in hotel rooms, going to the airport. David Fincher just seems to love a guy in a baseball cap going on an airplane. That to him is like, that's like his Mona Lisa. Ben Affleck and Gone Girl.
I heard all of that, and yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Like the whole montage with in Fight Club with Edward Norton when it like catalogs all his furniture in his house
Yes.
and the prices.
Killer's buying shit. He's going on Amazon. He's buying a fob reader. At the end, when he kills that rich guy, or doesn't kill the rich guy,
He doesn't.
because he's too popular or he's too famous, caused too many problems. That they were
But
working
that
on
was
the
his
movie.
job, right?
Well, this is just revenge now. So it's like,
But wasn't that the guy he was trying to kill at the beginning?
no. This is the guy who hired him. This is the client.
Oh, right.
So he's trying to close all loose ends on the people who are trying to kill him and his girlfriend. So if you go on Amazon, there are fob copy machines. I don't know if they work, but maybe they do. Maybe it has to be the right fob. But he uses that. That's a cool little detail. But at the end, he confronts the rich guy and he doesn't kill him because it's too much work and he just squares things out. And there's a moment where
Kind of.
he asks him, a guy shows up with a gun and you don't know who it is or why he's here. And the guy doesn't know who he is. And it's because he's just another anonymous gig worker.
Right.
To a billionaire, he's just a prostitute, a taxi driver,
Right.
a waiter. It's all service people. And that's another thing in Fight Club. Remember all the people in Fight Club were like, we work at your gas stations, we wash your car.
Yeah, the little guy, quote unquote.
They're all service workers. So David Fincher, I mean, this is
Somebody did not tip him well when he was in high school working at Sonic.
when he worked
Somebody
on
hurt him.
So he was a commercial director, a music video director, and his first movie is Alien 3.
Oh, damn.
And when he was working on it, one of the Fox executives apparently told him, "You're just a shoe commercial guy. Like
Oh, there you go.
You don't know shit about making movies." And he was just like,
On Alien 3?
"Yeah."
That
So
one
even
good?
it's kind of a mess, but is it a mess because of him, or is it a mess because the executives were in the way?
Well,
He's-
yeah. Also, you're on the tail end of a franchise. That was the second one good?
People love the second one, Aliens. That's the action one. Aliens.
I haven't
People are-
seen any of them. all the way
What?
through. I know all the iconic scenes and whatnot.
Yeah, they've been parodied to death.
They make jokes about it. I've only seen the actual Alien and Aliens scenes. I've never seen a
Are
meme.
you
I've never watched Family Guy. I've
have
never
you
seen
Spaceballs?
Simpsons. I've never heard of Spaceballs. What is Spaceballs? This is just the guy who doesn't understand parodies. I don't see parodies, man.
It's
All movies
that's
are unique individual movies that I respect. I don't see parodies.
that could be a WWE character, and Vince McMahon is. Oh yeah, this is so money. He doesn't know what
This
parodies are.
is so money. One thing my girlfriend mentioned when we were watching you mentioned the airports back and forth. They say his name a lot. Like that's not how interactions go
Oh yes, and
at the airport.
his name is always a TV sitcom character.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't catch that.
yeah, because they're all '70s sitcom names. So Archibald Bunker,
Archie Bunker.
Archie Bunker, and I was thinking it'd be funny if he was like, there you are, Mister Bart Simpson.
Mr. Fart Sampson.
Just all like cartoon references, very obvious. Mister George Costanza, is that
Edward
you?
Brody? Jerry Seinfeld. Really?
Mm.
He uses just
Cosmo
people's actual name.
Cosmo
Cosmo
Kramer.
Kramer?
Yeah, they're sitcom characters, but they're just the actor, the comedians who use their real
Ray
names.
Romano.
Hmm.
He goes, no
Screech.
relation. Screech. One name. Screech. Shrek. You're just going with Shrek. That's what you're doing, Shrek.
Mr. Donkey, Mr. Gingerbread Man. Bare Naked Ladies over that shit would be awesome. You notice the opening title sequence like a TV title sequence? It's very
Oh
fast.
yeah, what was that about?
It's supposed to be like a TV show, like Mission Impossible or something. It's like a montage, but it's weird how
and they
it's
showed him. They showed it. Well, I thought it was like character, like we were the POV of this killer,
it's
like
all
of him, of Fassbender. It's like all his past hits or whatever.
and it's all CGI.
Yeah,
I think so. It looks like
it looks definitely heavily medicated if it's not CGI.
photo real. It's all photo real in quotes CGI.
Weird.
Too much. There's every shot of headlights in this movie has like a fake post bloom.
Yeah.
There's like fake optical flares. There's a shot of him on the motorcycle where you see through his visor, and it looks like a CGI helmet. Or like his face, it's like a CGI reflection
No
because you can't put the
way.
camera that close. I
Oh,
mean,
right.
everything
But they
has
made
CGI.
yeah, but it was supposed to look like a graphic novel.
Has to look perfect. All the handheld camera shake
worked.
is done in post.
Yeah,
It's all wobble.
Yeah,
It's all
yeah.
wobble.
That's
What's
the safest way to do it.
But ironically, that's also the shittiest way to do it. That's the way a
Not if you're
YouTube
going.
kid.
Well, yeah, but not if you're going for this vibe.
I know,
He
but
knew
that's
what he
also
was making.
Born Identity. That's just a handheld camera whipping around.
Well, and that made me want to fucking vomit. I wish somebody had a little more control on that. I remember actually getting motion sickness in that. That was too much wobble, and you can tell that was handheld. But it was handheld and hand shaken. And that's why I like Bond over Born Ultimatum. I prefer it stirred, not shaken.
I saw the first Born Identity movie and I fell asleep and I just was bored out of
The
my
first
mind.
one is awesome. The first one is this. It's like The Killer. The first one is I know karate. Oh, I can speak languages. Oh, I know how fast I can run for a mile at what heart rate.
It's such a better way to do a spy movie because you want all the little details, you want the tension, and it's so annoying.
Which one, The Killer or Born? Which one's better?
Well, this subdued spy thing, whereas James Bond now is so over the top, it's so lame. It just like has like he just shows up in a new country, and he's in a cool new car, and it's just like everything's so easy. How does he fly
Yeah,
around? He's private jets. Everything is like
the
he's
nuance. There's no nuance.
no. And then did you see the new one? It's so insanely dumb.
Daniel Craig?
Yeah,
No, I don't think I've seen the last two, Daniel. I think I saw the first one and I was like, he's just doing parkour.
he dies.
Well, yeah, 'cause they only do three.
He gets infected with a virus that can't be cured, and the virus will spread to everyone on the planet, but it will only kill one person, which is like his daughter or something. And so he stands in the middle of the bad guy's island while 100 missiles and rockets land on him, blowing him to smithereens.
Yeah, what?
And I was like, he solves every problem, no problem. Like he just solves every problem, every horrible, crazy situation he's in, he solves it. But then at the end, he's like, I got to kill myself. I just got to die. That's it.
He didn't realize he could make a new daughter.
The reason why this happened is because
Just make a new daughter, bro. We know you're fucking. You're James goddamn Bond.
you're hot. You fucked like a million chicks. You probably have like so
No
many
wonder you
kids.
got a virus. That was probably the virus he got. It was fucking HIV. Is that a metaphor for HIV?
If you want to
AIDS?
kill James Bond, just get a prostitute to do it. Give him AIDS. He definitely doesn't wear condoms.
No.
No, not at all. And then, but yeah, he dies. Because I can't solve this. I'm dead. And it's because Daniel Craig really didn't want to do any more movies. So he
Well,
was like,
yeah.
kill him, please. I want to make Knives Out. I want to make like
Which is way better.
I want to make goofy, funny comedies and just hang out in like tropical beaches and
No, I
party.
think if you're gonna do James Bond, I think they gotta get off the gritty stuff and go maybe a little more gadgety, maybe a little more fun. Maybe Paul Rudd as James Bond.
Then he can get really
Maybe I
small.
don't know. You know, I don't Vince Vaughn as James Bond. So what are we doing here? Are we fucking? No, I think
Yeah,
what took
James
over
Bond. What if
what
James
took
Bond is
over was the Kingsman. The
Dave
Kingsman's the new.
Batista?
Is that who they're doing?
No, is there a British wrestler? God, I wish I knew.
No, because America's number one. Guess who made America?
Hulk Hogan.
Mr. Hulk Hogan, the man nanny himself.
James Bond, they got to go 60s. That's the only way to do it.
Yes, 60s with gadgets.
And racist,
Like
and
the first
sexist.
grappling hook, heavy on that dialogue.
Wild Wild West, he's supposed to be like a Wild West James Bond. He has gadgets and shit.
Which one?
The Will Smith movie, and that's based on a
Which
TV
character? Will Smith is supposed to be?
No, Kevin Kline.
Oh, okay. The Gadget Man.
He's a gadget guy.
And you're talking about Wild Wild West. You're talking about Men in Black, but just Wild Wild West.
Wouldn't that have been funny in 12 Years a Slave if there was like
Some dude with those metal neck collars.
with gadgets? Giant spider attack?
A giant spider, a giant plantation owner spider man.
What's funny in Wild Wild West is that bad guy is racist. He is the
Yes.
he's like a he's a
He's of his
Confederate.
time.
What a ridiculously dumb movie. Anyway,
It's so good though. Growing up as a kid, watching it when you're young enough, because this is when I watched it. I was young enough to not understand the intricacies of racism in America, or even gave a shit about history enough to like know about that kind of era. I just was
come
seeing
on.
cowboys with, and I'm talking, this is when I first saw this was about 3 years ago, and I just didn't understand the intricacies of racism or any capitalism. until
Men in
about 3
Black.
years ago, and now I think I was wrong in what I learned. I think I'm going to go back
Will
to
Smith was
ignorance.
like so big after Men in Black, and then just immediately face planted with Wild Wild West.
No, he did not. I mean, they were selling those sunglasses at Burger King. They were toys, merchandise. That movie was awesome. As a kid, we watched that all the fucking time. Is what I'm saying. It was like cool. It was a
Well,
cartoon, and then
every other
you watch it
kid
at.
was rewatching Men in Black. No one
No,
was
we
watching
watched that, but we would go back to back to back. I'm younger than
Bad
you, though.
Boys. Bad Boys.
I wasn't watching Bad Boys at that time. I was too young.
That came out in 8th grade for me.
What year did that come out? 98, 2002?
This is 96, I think, because I got an N64 around that same time.
And when was Wild West? 98?
I think I was a freshman in high school because I worked at McDonald's and there was like Wild West, like
And that's when
fucking
he turned. What
toys.
was the role Will Smith famously turned down? The Matrix. He turned down The Matrix to do Wild West, which was the right decision. These are two separately great movies for drastically different reasons.
The Matrix is
Of its time too. I was like in 6th grade when I don't know how old I was when I watched that for the first time. It was fucking awesome.
he's it's cool that he learns to get good in that movie. He's not just awesome at the beginning.
He's just a nerd working in a corporate office, doing podcasts with his friends on Sundays.
Oh, I got a
I know
podcast.
kung fu. I know how to pod.
What if I want to see a movie like this where the guy's listening to a podcast?
Is there a podcast movie where the podcast starts talking directly to one person, and that person starts listening and like doing their bidding, kind of like Eagle Eye? Did you ever see Eagle Eye, Shia LaBeouf?
No, I'm thinking like I watched In the Mouth of Madness that has like people going crazy after reading a book, like a Stephen King kind of book.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. But a podcast, a guy just like driving or like doing errands, like looking cool with the bucket hat. And there's
Oh,
just
I
like
see what you're saying.
and there's just like Alex Jones playing.
No, it's got to be a bird watching podcast
It's gotta be Men on Film. It's gotta be
because
us.
you're just describing a mass shooter.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Listening to Alex Jones driving around with a
We
bunch
go-
of guns in the trunk.
Some guy emails
But,
me. He's like, "Hey, I want to use your podcast in a movie."
We noticed you only
Really?
get 7 followers a
Okay.
year.
Guys, this is cool. Yeah, let's do it. Then we go to the premiere. We're all excited, and it's just about a mass shooter listening to a racist podcast.
Just laughing. That's why he's laughing. They always wonder why the shooter's laughing when they're doing it. It's because they're listening to our podcast.
Yeah, the Joker is secretly listening to us the whole time.
Want to know how I got these jokes, these ideas?
So what did we learn? It's the lesson. Don't
Oh,
fuck
I learned.
up.
I learned a great deal.
Be an idiot. Just shoot twice. Just shoot. Take your shot and shoot. That's the fucking lesson. You get it in your eyesights. You pull that trigger.
I say, work smarter, not harder.
If you make a mistake, just take the gun and point it at yourself and just end your life, because doing all these little things is a pain in the ass. Having a
Too
van in
tedious.
New Orleans with like he opens a filing cabinet and there's just like bags and bags and bags of fake IDs, passports, credit
Guns,
cards.
yeah.
Like he has all this shit. Do you know what his
That's
He doesn't have a
that's work. That's
laptop?
his work.
he doesn't have a laptop? I mean,
No.
he's
Why
paid.
would you put it on a laptop?
These are so many credit card payments you have to make. This is so much shit you have to do.
He's not paying them. He just goes and kills the credit card unions that the entire building.
He goes to in Chicago, he buys guns, and it's just a guy with a trunk, the trunk of his door open. And
Under
he's
a
like,
bridge, yeah.
"Hey,
That was
you
a
know
cool
your gun-
scene.
You know your guns."
He brought his own potato. that's my favorite. When he puts the little silencer to test if it to
Yeah.
see if it would fit. Oh, and he brought his own potato. like, like, why is this guy so? I mean, he know
Imagine
you. The gun dealer knows his shit about guns. He knows it so well. He's calling things like by some underground slang. He brought. I mean, I know. Is that a common term for a silencer? A potato? I
imagine Danny
assume.
McBride in like basketball shorts, tank top, Ray-Bans
He. Oh, this guy brought his own potato. This guy brought. Oh, what
at
is
the
that? Looks like a
airport
goddamn. That looks like a goddamn russet.
with his own neck pillow, just sitting it, just all tired and beat up, beating up a guy in his house.
Just kept flagging down the flight attendant as they're walking by near. Sweetheart, I've had a fucking hell of a day. Get me something, sir. We don't serve. He does a whole Danny McBride thing. I wish I could do impressions.
Him
But
on his little
imagine
his motorcycle Vespa would be so funny. Just zipping
fuck me.
around. He's at McDonald's, but he throws away the bun and then he eats it,
The perfect protein.
and then he just like gets the bun out of the garbage and eats it. It's like hungry. Or just like fuck it, just buys like
Well, no, when he's
supersized fries.
the whole ordering process is Danny McBride is
What the fuck,
in
dude? You forgot
in
my
line-
mustard. You forgot my.
He's like
Where's my
in his
croissant?
internal monologue when he's waiting in line. He's like, the perfect amount of protein right before a gig is in one hamburger, 9 grams of protein. But I'm about 2 times the size of a normal man with a shitload more muscle. So I'm going to get about 3 of those, maybe a McMuffin, maybe a side of fries, and then it's just him eating and puking.
Milkshake.
Yeah, him eating and then he's shitting again. There should have been a shitting scene. You're right.
I know.
And it should have been right after immediately right after the McDonald's scene, and it should have been as monotonous as the opening scene. The first
Remember when he
chapter.
does yoga and he bends his body a full 180 degrees and his head is like touching
Shit should have just blasted out the back.
Yeah. He's like
Is
on
he
a
cloth tearing. Like it rocket launchers his ass.
Or what if he did that on top of the back of the toilet in the gas station and like one perfect turd just like lands in the toilet, like perfectly centered.
He upper decks it.
And there's like no wiping required. Clean.
Sprays his asshole with sanitizer and then walks
He like
away.
burns the turd. Just lights it on fire.
He's shaving his head, his pubes, his whole body. He's doing that scene was a little excessive.
No, what if he had like bags, like clear plastic bags, like you have a goldfish in when you buy a
Right.
goldfish in a movie, but he pisses and shits in it, and he like delicately ties it and he puts it on like the counter of the WeWork, and then like it cuts, and then there's now like 20 bags like on the counter. It's like the days are going by.
And a couple of them just look exactly like the McDonald's hamburger patty, like the same shape and everything. Is this dude been shitting discs?
He's like, uh-oh, gotta
'Cause
get
I
out
don't
of
think
here.
you can. I don't think you can process those burgers.
He definitely has diarrhea or food poisoning. It'd be funny if he ate McDonald's and got food poisoning, and then his diarrhea made it impossible for him to pull the trigger.
He goes, only in Italy do I ever get sick from McDonald's. Another first. Just everything's a first for him. Oh shit. So it's his first mistake, his first runaway, his first revenge. Everything's a first because this is literally his first gig. So it's revealed at the end that he just fucked up his first job like that tremendously. What if?
What if he got his hand blown off or his leg broken or something like really horrible happened
Or
to him?
anything. I mean, he got tossed through some doors by some creatine muscle dummy.
He's kind of like the guy in No Country for Old Men when he like gets injured and he has to like fix his leg.
Blows up the car and goes into that pharmacy. That's yeah.
All right. Well,
The lesson for me is if you're gonna assassinate somebody, always be honorable, be respectful, and use cold steel. Ice off a katana, ice off a dagger, and just get close. Kiss him on the cheek.
Ninja style.
No, public. You're gonna get arrested. There's gonna be a lot of witnesses, but it's just honorable. And then you don't have to run. You get arrested, then you get sent to a place. You don't have to run or do anything. Just chill.
First time I saw it, I gave it 3.5 stars. Second time rewatching it, I really liked it. I gave it 4.5.
Yeah, I was gonna give about 3.
I'm telling you, watch.
Did not even consider a second time.
If you watch it again, it does.
Maybe
it
when
is
I'm
kind of
doing laundry or
hypnotic.
something.
It's
Yeah,
just like
totally.
it's a hypnotic kind of movie. And like I said, you put it on late at night. It's so great it's on Netflix because then you can just pop it on. And like, what else are you gonna watch?
Yeah.
You're gonna watch like some like
I'm catching up on. Oh, I started watching Tony Soprano, The Sopranos, for the first time ever.
very funny show, very good. A little maybe that's better than The Killer.
And I got about 700 hours of that to catch up on.
Dang. You're living life now.
Basically, Tony Soprano.
Everybody who watches that show becomes Tony Soprano. The first season's very funny
I might be
because
a little different.
he wears weird clothing in the first season. He wears weird shirts. Like
Yeah, because he's getting dressed by his wife.
it's like all like Macy's clothing. It's like weird.
Was it a low budget show? It was HBO.
Well, it's just
It was 99 is what
it's hard
it
to
was.
say what was I mean, it was high for the time it was high budget because TV was so shitty back then.
Yeah, but it also was 1999, so
TV gets very expensive with actor pay.
that was also what people wore back then.
I heard they spend 3 weeks on an episode. So that's a lot of shooting time
Yeah.
for a season.
Yeah, that's a big budget.
30 weeks for 10 episodes. So
30 weeks for 10 and each one's an hour long. That adds up.
yeah. So I don't know. But yeah, Killer, it's good. I'm telling you, it gets better the more you watch it, but
I'll rewatch it.
I get that it's not like
I liked it a lot. I have no gripes with it. I just rated it 3 because it wasn't that like there wasn't that Fight Club
here's what's gonna happen.
thing.
We're watching it now. Thanksgiving's in 2 weeks. You'll watch it with your family.
Everybody's gonna watch. Yeah.
You know, you go Netflix with the family. You and your dad will watch it. You'll get along. And then right before you leave, your dad will shoot you in the back and kill you.
Doubt it. I'll staple him 4 times in the chest.
Yeah, he'll
Put his ass in a recycling bin and fly back to Texas.
it'd be cool if you got
With
to kill your
a
parents.
recycling bin, I'll buy 2 extra tickets and bring this recycling bin in as a carry-on.
Just bury it.
Can you imagine Danny McBride going through TSA with a recycling bin with a human body in it?
It'd be funny
That elevator scene where he goes, "Can I help you with that dead body?" When he had is that a joke? Do you say
Yes.
that when you see Wasteman?
Of course.
Do you talk to your Wasteman?
I go, what do you got in there? A whole lot of cum?
And they go, "I don't know. It's your trash, probably."
So my cum rags.
And then they go to lift it up and dump it in the trash, but it's like loose tissues. There's no bag or anything, so the tissue just flop in their face. Some crusty ass tissues just fly around like doves.
I would just get killed jerking off like through a window, just shot. I would like open my window and just be killed.
You just jerk off with your window open, like out the window, like a Homelander style.
Just staring. Well, Killer, check it out.
Honestly, it was really good. It's good to see. It's good to see my guy back again, Magneto.
Mr. Epps. Or Master Epps from 12 Years a Slave. He's back. Shane.
I never seen that movie. I lived it. Okay. I'm not going to tell you which side I lived it on. but it was most definitely the white side.
Okay.
Yeah, we got a master bedroom.
Well, that's a cool phrase, isn't it? Master bedroom.
You're not supposed to call it that anymore.
Slave bedroom for the children.
Special bedroom? I don't know, but it's inappropriate to call it a master bedroom now. That's
Get
you're
get your
gonna get
slave
canceled.
bed.
Primary bedroom. That's what it's called. Primary bedroom. That's PC now. And I call mine, which
If this
is
is
funny.
true,
I call mine the Optimus Prime bedroom
there's-
because when I come in here to poke my wife, I transform. Wait, 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 wait. I'm gonna fuck.
your dick turns into like a gun.
Auto
Like,
balls roll out.
your
Anal
dick
beads roll out.
That's how a boner works. You have to transform your dick.
Wamp, 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 wamp.
You're like, ow, it's stuck.
Blue
Dad.
pills roll out.
It gets stuck. Did you
And
have a
half truck.
transformer?
Huh?
Did you have a transformer as a kid?
No. Weird Ninja Turtles are bust. Transformers were so lame. I was never a mech guy or like that. We definitely did have Transformer toys.
Those shows don't last long. They're
I
only
wasn't
like,
a car
they're only
guy either,
popular
though.
for like 2 or 3 years, and then they're done.
Well, those were like the last ones. It was a toy ploy.
Yeah,
And then they changed up legalities, so that's why you didn't see them.
so
They're just proselytizing toys, baby.
I don't know when Adam's coming back.
God, I'm honestly surprised his wife hasn't divorced him yet. Left him with the 2 babies.
Just that'd be a good sitcom.
Adam and the 2 babies.
And they raise him.
they're, they're making breakfast for him. They're one. Real
Well,
Matilda situation.
Well,
All right. Well, that was the
that's it.
killer.
That's the killer. Everybody check it out. Don't get killed.
Sorry we didn't have any really long insightful things, really long monologues that are very insightful. Adam's gone. He'll be back at some point to do that for us. Really long, interesting stuff. Insightful monologues. That was the one thing we missed this episode. And I miss you, Adam, and I hope you come back and miss your long, really exciting, really long.
He would have liked this movie because this
tangents.
movie's all about minutia. That's his thing.
He
that
wouldn't.
liked.
That's the thing, though. You say that, and you've played him a movie like this, and he
Okay,
goes,
if Adam was here,
"It
the
was
joke would be,
too boring." He wouldn't get past the first scene.
If Adam was the killer, he would wear toe shoes. He would do Adam does like a handstand. It would have been a funny
Instead of
episode.
yoga. I would like to see Adam shoot and hit the prostitute and then just go, fuck. Oh, fuck, I bombed.
Fuck. God damn it.
I bombed to that gig.
We all mess up at work. We all killed a prostitute. It's all right.
Yeah, I mean, somebody was gonna by the end of the night, probably.
You know?
And that's why we need to legalize, we need to get sex work active and available in a healthy, controlled setting. Also, I just need to get laid, you know what I'm saying?
Sex work should be like the DMV. You just wait in line and they're like, it's your turn. I gotta go.
B42, and you look over and it's just this fat, gross dude, and you're like, fuck, I guess I'm fucking that guy.
Close one eye and fuck me in the ass. Read the chart.
Are you willing to donate your organs and sperm? Then you get a fuck ID.
The test drive when you do your test drive for like the driving test, you have to fuck in the back seat. He's like, now show me how you fuck in the back seat of a car.
But they're just fucking just over it because it's their 10th person they've had to fuck in the back seat. It's their job. They're not pumped. You know, I'm only doing this to like get through DMV school. All right, fuck me in the front seat.
Roadhead
Now
test.
pull over on pull over on the highway road. Hit the hazards. All right, I'm out of here. I smell
Later.
food getting cooked. God's good.
The sun and the air of a shyness that is criminally vulgar. I am the sun and air of nothing in particular. You shut your mouth, how can you say I go about things the wrong way? I am human and I need to belong, just like everybody else does. I am the sun and the air of a shyness that is criminally vulgar. I am the sun and air of nothing in particular.